Alrighty then, we back. All right, I wasn't even gonna speak on this, but speak on the Dennis Ugas and what he had to say about Terence Crawford. Then he walked back the comments. Then we gonna talk about apparently PBC is trying to change the narrative for Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. So to pave the way for Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. So let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop the video. Somebody driving a moped up the street in the middle of the winter time. I mean, you can't ride it in Detroit, bro. You can't ride it, bro. But yeah, shout out to Ricky. I see you, bro. Salute. Salute, 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 salute. Salute my New York City brother. But yeah, man, I seen what Dennis Ugas said. Stop. Man, y'all here playing. Don't forget. I seen what Ugas said. Don't forget you get the thumbs up button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button. I do appreciate it. Shit, hit the thumbs up down, the thumbs down video. Worst thing you can do is not hit neither one. But yeah, you can listen to this next morning on Amazon Music, Google Podcast, um, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Appreciate if you're listening on the podcast. You can rate the podcast. It's free. Helps out me growing the podcast and the whole nine. You can listen to it on YouTube and all that stuff. And all the YouTubers out there, they have sent out the new agreements and terms for YouTube. So where you can start earning money off shorts, and then they upgraded their terms or whatever the situation may be. So pretty sure y'all be getting the notices. If y'all ain't got them now, if you don't get the notice, then you can't, I don't think, upload and monetize videos until you accept the terms. So yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of how they rocking right now. But yeah, I seen what Dennis Ugas said. I'm not sure in which if I could find the exact remarks, but he blamed it on a lack of translation from Spanish to English. And he said a few things about the situation, but yeah, he said a few things. Now here we go right here. So this is what eventually he said. To get this out the way. So I pulled it up. I'm getting harassed by many. I don't know what is she doing. She about to get put in the cage. So you kind of can't see it, but I'll read it. It says, when Dennis Ugas, unbelievable that this fight looks like it's going to happen, but to surprise at 54, no titles on the line, still a great fight with some of the baddest legends of this generation. What a disappointment. Amazing how that an undisputed 147-pound championship fight wasn't made. In our Spence and Ugas fight, that made Spencer pledge that the winner will follow no excuse for the fight for the 4 belts. True, Spence did his part. He signed the contract. Crawford took his $15 million contract, historic boxing fight, and responded with excuses announcing this fight against David Iverson. But it's a good these things happen. So many fans give more value to fighters who always wanted to fight against the best, who always wanted to give great fights to the fans. Now, he's saying that Terence Crawford, that's not the first time I heard, was getting $15 million to fight Errol Spence. I heard that name. I heard that being thrown out by PBC people. Obviously, Terence Crawford is not going to reveal what the offer was, to a financial point. He said it wasn't no guarantee. Therefore, he wanted to see transparency. Now, Errol Spence turned around and said it wasn't no guarantee. He wasn't getting the guarantee neither, which I heard that was a lie. So when Errol Spence said he wasn't getting the guarantee, how you knew he was getting $15 million? Now, apparently, I don't know how PBC business work. Maybe they say they don't get guarantees and then they get higher money on the back end or whatever the situation may be. Whatever the situation is. But I don't know particular how the money work, and I don't think nobody but somebody who's, who did it knows how the money works. So, I mean, I really just get tired of it. You know, people say where Dennis Ugas wasn't in negotiations. He don't know this. He don't know that. Don't nobody know what happened. But Al Heyman and Terence Crawford, Errol Spence wasn't even in those negotiations. He getting secondhand information because he wasn't in the negotiations. Of course, Errol Spence signed this part of the contract because guess what? You know, he Al Heyman boy. So it's pretty much with Al Heyman, take it or leave it. That's pretty much what it is. It's pretty much take it or leave it from Al Heyman. And you know, that's it. So apparently they was gonna find a way to spin it on Terence Crawford. You know, and if that's the case where Terence Crawford turned down a fight, then why is Errol Spence fighting at 154 pounds versus Keith Thurman? For one, give me 1 second. For one, hold on. And then for one, you know, if they was supposed to fight early this year, how was they gonna fight early in 2023 when Spence got into a car accident and had to push the Keith Thurman fight back from the Super Bowl weekend or the week before the Super Bowl and get it all the way pushed back all the way to April? So Bud was supposed to wait from November 2021 to wait around for Errol Spence till 2020 to April 2023, which don't make no financial sense. And then if you look for him, he said he turned down $15 million to fight Errol Spence, to fight Avanesian for $10 million. Who wouldn't do that? Who wouldn't take $10 million, fight Avanesian, right? And then you can come back and fight Errol Spence, and then Errol Spence talking about, well, we probably would have let him do it. What you mean you probably gonna let me do something? Like, who is you? You ain't my boss. So at the end of the day, you know, they couldn't even make Keith Thurman and Errol Spence in a timely manner. Let's keep it real. They couldn't even make Keith Thurman and Errol Spence in a timely manner. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Errol Spence said it wasn't no guarantee. Terence Crawford said it wasn't no guarantee. Ugas said, you know, he didn't have to rematch Errol Spence. Errol Spence didn't respond to saying they had a rematch clause. It turned out they had a rematch clause. So right then and there, what do Ugas know? He didn't even know Errol Spence had a freaking rematch clause. It's just to the point where it's a whole bunch of PBC narratives being thrown out there to tell y'all why you got to support Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. That's what it is. It's a whole bunch of narratives out there telling you why you got to support Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. That's what it is. All this is damage control. That's it. All of this is just damage control. And people gonna run whatever Dennis Ugas got to say. Apparently that was running with Rachel Donir wife had to say, well, it went from Errol Spence and Terence Crawford need to leave Bob Arum to now he need a respectable promoter. All it is continuing to move the bar, and they can do all the damage control they want to. But everybody know the truth in their heart. Sean, what's going on? He said Blue Blood exposed Ugas. He got a recording with Ugas saying the fight was happening this year and that it was in October. He said he asked Ugas about Bud and Spence fighting, and Ugas said it was happening in 2023. Man, like I continue to say, man, what does he know? Errol Spence wasn't even in negotiations. It was Terence Crawford, Al Heyman, and whoever was who in the lawyers that was on Terence Crawford's behalf. That's who it was. That's who it was. That's who it was. That's exactly what it was. So ain't really too much more to even speak on it, bro. Like everybody in PBC pushing the narrative, and the narrative is gonna change, and the narrative is already changing. Why not go fight Canelo and make more money? Bud don't sell. You say you didn't have the money for Bud. Bud don't sell. Now apparently he turned down $15 million. That still ain't enough because I got 10 to fight Avanesian. It's at least 20 for me to fight Errol Spence. That's how I'm looking at it. It's at least 20 to fight Errol Spence. Come on, if somebody could find me 15 to fight David Avanesian, I'm at least worth 20 million fighting Errol Spence, and then I gotta get my payments in monthly installments. Then I gotta get my payments in monthly installments. Come on. So whatever it may be, so be it. All this, and you imagine what the floodgates gonna be. Once they announce this fight, what the floodgates gonna be? Everybody at the press conference is gonna be the bashing Bud. Mark my words. Espinosa gonna be bashing Bud. He wasn't in negotiations. Sam Watson gonna be bashing Bud, right? Derek James and Errol Spence gonna be bashing Bud. Keith Thurman gonna be bashing Bud, and that's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. And that's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. They gonna try to use their machine to justify this matchup. I'm telling you. And they can justify it. And people gonna believe what they want to believe. We supposed to believe this dude who out of shape, who wasn't training for November. Come on, look how he looking. He wasn't training to get in no ring to fight Bud in November. He wasn't even in shape to fight him in February. So even if Bud did agree to fight him in February, and they said, well, let's do it, right? He would have turned around, used the car accident, pushed the fight back to April, and then Bud would have been out the ring for almost a year and a half. Come on. He said he was never fighting Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman ain't the best in no generation, and neither is Errol Spence. In what generation? This is daddy and son following into each other's footsteps. Keith Thurman was in the red zone, and he could have unified the division. He didn't. He chose to go over. He chose to be a passport boy and go import some pussy in. Sorry to put it that way. Some pussy cat. Yeah. Like a puma or something. You catch my drift? That was it. That was the decision that he chose to do. I'm not knocking him for it. That's what he chose to do. Errol Spence, he chose to go around and pick and choose who he wanted to fight and what order he had to get the belts. When it come to Undisputed, there ain't no order to get no belts. He said Terence Crawford get a belt, we can fight. It was a lie. He put t-shirts out there saying that, he was ready to fight Terence Crawford. It was a lie. And people defending that. You talking about, well, I'm going to fight Terence Crawford, and you letting people, see this t-shirt that you going to fight Terence Crawford. Cool. It was a lie. It was a lie. And he is never held accountable by his fans. I never fight Keith Thurman. How many times he said, I'll never fight Keith Thurman. I'll never fight Keith Thurman. Now you fighting Keith Thurman. Now you fighting Keith Thurman. But no, people defending that. Well, it's still a good fight. In what in what universe? Is this a premier pay-per-view fight? In what universe? Did y'all see Keith Thurman last performance? When the last time Keith Thurman fought a top 10 welterweight? Then he beat him. Who? Danny Garcia. And some people don't even think Danny Garcia was a real top 10 welterweight because he ain't never beat nobody for real at welterweight. All Spence is the track record is all Spence has done is lie. That's all we do know. From t-shirts to saying he'll never fight Keith Thurman. All we do know is he lied. That's what we do know. We do know Errol Spence lied. Cut out Terence Crawford. What we do know is Errol Spence is got a consistent track record for lying. That's what we do know. There's no Terence Crawford. He got a track record. And what we do know is if he really was about unifying the division should have been unified before Terence Crawford came to the division. He the one that let Al Heyman stretch it out. He the one that let Al Heyman talk to him about marinating the division, fighting once a year. He the one that allowed that to happen. You know, when you messing with Al Heyman, he supposed to be unified. Nobody should even be talking about Crawford and Spence unless it's Spence and Crawford, you know, fighting at 154 pounds after Spence got some belts. Come on. Jermell Charlo been at the welterweight, been at junior middleweight. How long, bro? How long he been there? Over 10 years. What these dudes not moving up for? Come on. What these dudes not moving up for? Just holding down the spot and constipating divisions. And then if you're going to say something like this, stand on what you said. You got a whole translate button. You got money. You get somebody that can translate it perfect. Don't sit here and walk back the comments because we could talk about how you was in negotiations with Terence Crawford too. You chose to go wait for the WBA belt, which worked out for Dennis Ugas perfectly fine. But he's sitting here talking like, you know, he can't get in line and get a title shot versus Terence Crawford. Jerron Ennis and his daddy sitting here talking like they couldn't have jumped into the WBO. Virgil Ortiz talking like they couldn't have jumped into the WBO because they all already know what Bob Arum been saying is true. And Bob was new first. He moving up and all these dudes going to get gifted belts. They're going to be calling themselves champions. And ain't a nigga going to call them an email champion because it don't fit the narrative. And that's the truth. And it don't fit the narrative. Because what we can say about Errol Spence is he's lied. Before Terence Crawford came, and after Terence Crawford been here in boxing, he lied. He lied. He lied. That's what we can say. No matter what. Remember, he was calling out Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, say they was like in somewhere in the Ukraine or something, and he said he went and knocked on a hotel room, and him and Danny Garcia was in there playing cards or dominoes and having a conversation, and he acting like it's real animosity. All this is WWE. It's already scripted. It's already scripted. It's already scripted, bro. They know exactly. Obviously, it got to be some modification. Somebody get injured, somebody lose. You know, it's just like coming to work. You do a schedule. You got to adjust some people around the schedule as is. But you know, all of a sudden, you get a nice, you know, Rolodex of people at PBC who coming off saying, "Well, I was there, and I was the Errol Spence wasn't even in negotiations, bruh." Come on, he talking about he signed a contract with no venue. Come on, how you sign a contract about financials and the B side and the other guy B side, whatever you call Bud, ain't agreed to no financials? I ain't never seen that before. Caleb Planet Benavidez, talking about we signed a contract, no venue, no date, no nothing. Gino, what's going on? Jocelyn, salute. What's going on, J Cash? Salute. Timothy, what's going on? Yeah, exactly. Espinoza. He ain't in no negotiations, bro. He a figurehead. And all of a sudden, Espinoza went from, you know, his ass on the line because now you got him calling small YouTube channels or YouTube channels. You got him coming on Twitter talking about boxing. The cry come before the fall. If you got to go to the general public and you in a multi-million-dollar industry or billion-dollar industry and you got to start talking to the small boxing fans, like he ain't care shit about boxing fans, you know what I'm saying, a year or two ago. He ain't care nothing about what y'all thought or what y'all said. All of a sudden, now his ass on the line. Now he want to plug in with the people. Renardo, salute. Support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good 313. Timothy, he said facts. He was just calling Jeff Horn. All them out, bro. He said Terence Crawford get a belt, we can fight. He did this. He could have ducked with pride, bro. He did this. He set this out. He put t-shirts out there, not me. He want to say he was just trolling and all that, fine. If PBC want to come and say we just want to do PBC fights, he want to just do PBC fights, cool. All right, then we won't be demanding that y'all go do cross promotions. We won't be demanding it. We know it's like Street Fighter and Tekken. They have never created that video game. You can't cross over unless somebody mod it. That's fine. We don't have any expectations unless somebody drop a teaser poster or they said we coming out with fucking a crossover between Tekken and Street Fighter. Then people get excited and talk about the possibilities of it. But without a teaser or without some fucking fake poster or some hint of it coming out, come on. Come on. Nobody's talking about it. But people continue to defend this dude. It's so big. But what's so funny, he got an army of people on social media who don't break bread with him. Think about that. He got an army of people on social media who don't break bread with him. Think on that for a minute. He got an army of people on social media who don't break bread with him, who don't buy his pay-per-views, who don't buy his $30 tickets. And if he was such a superstar, this fight would be in Las Vegas. This fight would be in Las Vegas. You know, what a real motherfucker say, if you like Ordenis Ugas, is okay. He don't want to fight Errol Spence. Look, I'll fight him. I'll fight him. That's what he should be saying. I'll get in the ring and fight him. Come on. Everybody act like, well, Bud, you won't get no title fight. Everybody got something to say. Then he had them Philly niggas, going around saying, well, Terence Crawford ain't this, he ain't that. Boots will do this, that, and the third. But ain't a Philly nigga told Boots to slide into the WBO rankings. It's all a narrative that they asking these dudes to push. For what? For a credential? For access, bro? Where's your integrity at, bro? And at least if you gonna sell out, bro, at least sell out big. At least sell out big. That's how I look at it. At least sell out big. At least sell out big. Nigga selling out to be next to a sweaty nigga and ask the same questions and everybody go home with the same interviews. Wow. It's wild. But then a lot of these dudes got the right to talk about they pro-black or they down for the cause and all that. And ain't none of these dudes down for the cause. Y'all don't even respect yourself enough to have journalistic or journal or whatever the hell you want to say, have integrity as a journalist. If you report the news, you a journalist. You do these interviews, you a journalist. And all these dudes got personal agendas that's fueled by loyalty to PBC because they feel like it's a black company, and it's not. It's not. Can't nobody hold Errol Spence accountable. It's crazy to me. Nobody over there. They buying t-shirts. When he put t-shirts out there, they got Terence Crawford initials, and he had no ambitions on fighting Terence Crawford. None. He never had an ambition. I told you I knew somebody close to him said he was not going to fight Terence Crawford. He said that he was not going to fight Terence Crawford. That's what he said. I was not going to fight Terence Crawford. I'm going to fight Keith Thurman. But he lied to the public. But nobody going to hold him accountable for lying. Nobody. Everybody cool with him just lying. Crazy thing is Crawford never mentions Steven in negotiations ever because he ain't in negotiations. Ugas need to fight in this. Ugas is a chump hating on Bud because he ain't Bud. He said, "Wow, that's crazy. He must know what would have happened if he fought Bud." Yeah, he was in talks to fight Bud. He chose to go fight Mike Dallas and get the regular belt. That's what he chose to do. And then he want to turn around. And then he want to turn around and walk back his comments. And I'm just like Teofimo Lopez talking about he turned around and apologized to Bud. For what? What is you apologizing for? Why post something? If you're going to take it down? Oh, the translation was wrong. My Spanish. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, dude. You might as well just stood on it. You might as well just stood on what you had said. The damage is done. Ain't no point of going back and saying, well, this, that, and the third. He's saying, well, there's a writing in my there is a writing of mine in Spanish about Spencer Thurman fight. And what I said in the press because Spencer Crawford didn't happen, but the English translation is not correct. I wanted to see Undisputed at 47, but each fighter makes the best decision for their career. I don't understand. Like, bro, stand on what you said. And all this is Al Heyman coming out here asking these dudes to change the narrative, to push the narrative so they can sell Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. And guess what? Even without Terence Crawford being part of the equation, even with it being at 54, it's several years too late, bro. It's several years too late. And if he had a track record for making fights on time, and this was just an anomaly, or this is just a blip on the trend, so be it. We all can respect that at that point. But he does not have a history for making these fights on time. He does not have a history. He has a history of waiting to these fights to overcook, waiting to somebody lose, waiting to somebody get into an accident, then trying to double back and make these fights. That's what history tells us about Al Heyman. And I challenge anybody to tell me that I'm lying. That's what history tells us about Al Heyman. That's what it tells us. At the end of the day, you just look at what happened. First, it was he get a belt, I'll fight him. Then it turned into he got to leave Bob Arum for the fight to happen, right? Then he was gonna fight Pacquiao. They was gonna put the lineal belt up. He got injured, so now he didn't get the lineal belt. Then Terence Crawford got free, right? Then they waited till June to negotiate. Then before that, they said that they didn't have the money for him. He entered negotiations. He said that they didn't want to guarantee him the money. They wanted to pay him out the net, and he wanted transparency on the what was going on with who all had to get paid before I got paid, right? And then it was like he blindsided us with David Ivanesian. He said that I told them I was fighting in 2023 with or without them. Then it was like, well, the fight was supposed to be in November. Errol Spence wasn't even in the gym. Just like Terence Crawford said, he wasn't even working out in the gym. Then it turned about, oh, it's going to be early 2023. He leaked the audio to my early 2023. He gets into an accident. Now he's not coming back until April 2023. So his man's supposed to wait a year and a half to fight him. It ain't like waiting on Canelo or waiting on Floyd or waiting on Manny Pacquiao or nothing like that. It ain't that. It ain't that. It ain't that. It ain't. It ain't that. So, like I continue to say, bro, PBC ain't gonna grow, bro. They're sinking ship. You just feel bad for Terence Crawford that he can't get the fight that he need to get into retire and be in the pantheon of greats and go down as an all-time great welterweight because somebody a coward. Blair Cobb had it right. Errol Spence is a coward. If they want to spin it, well, he told we do fight David Ibanez and the duck Errol Spence and okay, what's the difference between me fighting December, whatever the fuck it was, December 10th, 15th, whatever it was, to turning back fighting in April? What's the difference? I'm in shape. I didn't suffer no injuries. That's January, February. I'm in better shape than Errol Spence is. January, February, March, and then April, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. Terence Crawford would have more than enough time to be ready for that fight. So what did Ibanez have to do with me fighting in November all the way to April? It had nothing to do with it. Soon as he would have signed the fight, they'd agree. Errol Spence would have gotten in a car accident, and this nigga would have been talking about, I ain't gonna be back until June. I'm telling y'all what it is. That's exactly what he would have said. Well, I ain't gonna be back until June. That's exactly what he would have said. But at the end of the day, he sold lies. He sold lies. Terence Crawford ain't sell y'all niggas no lie. When Terence Crawford had an opportunity to step over and cross the street, he did. He crossed the street. He left Bob Barum. He sued Bob Barum. He left. They didn't think Terence Crawford was going to leave without a lawsuit or nothing like that. Terence Crawford crossed the street to see what really was good. And Errol Spence is he's just like the Wizard of Oz. He a big coward behind the motherfucking curtains. And that's what he is. He a big coward hiding behind the curtains. That's what he is. He a big coward hiding behind the curtains. That's exactly what he is. Thumbs up the video. He's a big coward hiding behind the curtains. And all them other dudes that's sitting there capping for him and capping for all these other fighters that surround them, shame on y'all too. Shame on y'all too. Y'all terrible. Y'all terrible. Y'all doing all this. This ain't for Canelo. This ain't for Floyd Mayweather. And this is the same Al Heyman that was advising Floyd Mayweather to duck fucking Manny Pacquiao all them years. Floyd Mayweather ain't asked another fighter to take a drug test. He didn't ask another fighter to take a drug test. Tell me I'm wrong. He didn't ask another fighter to take a drug test. He didn't. He didn't tell another fighter to take a fucking drug test. I don't know what's wrong with them. Let them have a minute. He didn't ask another fighter to take a drug test, bro. None. Until Manny Pacquiao came. Al Heyman was the one that advised Floyd Mayweather. Al Heyman was the one that advised Floyd Mayweather to duck Manny Pacquiao all them years. Pacquiao had to get knocked out. Pacquiao had to get robbed. Pacquiao had to slow down for Floyd to get in the ring with him. And then the only reason they made the fight is because the Showtime executive forced them to make the fight. Floyd Mayweather ain't willingly fight motherfucking Pacquiao. The Showtime executive forced him to fight Manny Pacquiao. Let's not forget history. Let's not forget history. The Showtime executives forced him to fight Manny Pacquiao. Al Heyman, it got with Floyd Mayweather, and the first thing he did was advise him to duck Manny fucking Pacquiao. Same thing with Errol Spence, but the difference is Errol Spence ain't got no Oscar De La Hoya to come up overnight versus. He don't have no Oscar De La Hoya to blow him up. He don't. Without Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather still be out here fighting motherfuckers to get by. And that's the fact. Floyd becomes no superstar without Oscar De La Hoya. And Errol Spence don't have no Oscar De La Hoya. That's the fact. Errol Spence don't have no Oscar De La Hoya. That's what we do know. Ain't no guy that's gonna blow Errol Spence up overnight. Canelo Alvarez ain't doing the numbers Oscar De La Hoya was doing. He don't. He ain't no Oscar De La Hoya. He not. Come on, people fight Canelo Alvarez. They become superstars that they fight Canelo Alvarez. Name me one. Who? Most people still don't know who the fuck Dimitri Bivol is. One lump sum. Salute. What's going on, bro? See, Will, what's I don't think Ugas statement is true. Of course, it's not true. Errol Spence wasn't even in negotiations, bro. Of course, his statement not true. How you know what's going on between Terence Crawford and Al Heyman when Errol Spence wasn't even in negotiations? All you doing is getting secondhand information. If it ain't coming from Al Heyman or Terence Crawford or one of them lawyers, it don't even count. And we know Al Heyman don't talk. So that, come on, it's a waste of time. Shout out to C. Will. Earl the Duck Spence got to get his stable to lie for him. This makes me so mad at Earl until he fights, but he ain't going to fight him, Demetrius. Al Heyman called. They've been doing, if you really pay attention, Jerron Ennis told Kobe, I forget at what fight it was. He told Kobe that they been knew Keith Thurman and Errol Spence was fighting since the summertime. Keith Thurman said it after before and after his Barrios fight. That ain't no mystical, magical shit. He said it. That ain't no rumor. He said it. When I broke the news that Errol Spence was going to be the third fight in a 3-fight deal for Canelo, Plant, Benavidez, Errol Spence, people said, "Oh, you lying, you capping." Then TGB Promotions came out, and Tom Brown said exactly what I said way before he said it. What you trying to jump up and fight Errol Spence, Canelo for if you trying to fight Errol Spence, Terence Crawford? Bruh, man, all you got to do is just listen and read what they saying. That's all you got to do. You don't need no special inside information or know somebody at PBC. All you got to do, they going to snitch on themselves, bro. They going to tell on themselves. They going to tell the real. And these black media members that claim to be black, bro, man, don't listen to shit they got to say, bro. Trust me. All these niggas get a little bit of money and they start playing towards where the money coming from. That's it. See, Will, so now Ugas can speak and understand English to write an entire tweet. It is what it is. Support the channel, Venmo, CJ Good 313. Hit the link tree. He said a plot twist. Al is logging on to their social media posts and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised, man, bro. Me neither. AB, he said, you know why I rock with you, bro, because the best people to get info one is the ones who've been on both sides of the field. You support Earl and later realized he was capping, exposing it. And he was. He said, you call Keith Thurman a passport, bro. I'm dead. That's what he went to go do. They saying South Africa to move. I mean, I'm about to get my passport and go to South Africa, my boys. I'm sorry. They saying that's where all the high value women that is in South Africa. This passport shit is taking off, my nigga. I mean, you know, but shit, all women the same. It don't even matter, bro. You could take a chick from a jungle who don't know shit. As soon as you bring her back to America, she gonna get Americanized. It's all the same shit. Women don't like each other, but then they agree with a chick that they don't even know or they don't like. Tommy gun salute. I'm telling you, bro, it's all the same shit. It's all the same shit. Ain't no dude that's married happy, bro. Unless they old as fuck and they got married old. Ain't none of these dudes happy, bro. None of these dudes was really happy out here. The dude that got money, dudes, billionaires that's married who ain't happy. Let that settle in. Money ain't gonna make a chick happy. Faithfulness not gonna make a chick happy. Time ain't shit gonna make them happy. They some unstable creatures, bro. They creatures that they can't even understand how they tick. I'm telling you. You know, they be like, get you a good one. At the end of the day, bro, you really want to be with somebody for the rest of your life? What the fuck do that make sense at? One person for the rest of your life. Just think about that for a minute. Not when you young. Shit. The whole thing just don't make no sense. And that's why it rarely works. That's why it rarely works. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. But if you do got a good person with you, so be it. You happy, you content with that, so be it. But you tell me you don't get the urge to be with other women. I don't care. You gay. In the words of being happy. The definition of being happy. He said, you called this movie years ago. Yeah. Dan. He said, salute crazy. Some people couldn't read how Spence was. Now he moving to 54 lap. Boy, he couldn't knock Mikey out. Now I know he couldn't beat Bud. He knew he couldn't beat Bud. Ain't no shame in his game. He ain't no how can I put it? He ain't no he don't see himself as no real fighter, bro, no street dude. That's just like the rainbow head that snitched on everybody. Like, come on. How you gonna hold me to a street standard? I'm not a street dude. Come on. How you gonna hold me to a street standard and I'm not even the standard? Of course I'm a snitch. Of course I'm a tell. Of course. Come on. Of course. This is hilarious. I said something about Ugas writing English yesterday. Now he writes BS to cover. It is what it is. He said, okay, I read that. Well, female nature is female nature, and they don't even understand each other. It don't take you long to figure that out. It don't take you long to figure that shit out. It don't. It don't. Dave Hauser, one woman man. They're the gospel dude. I damn sure don't trust nobody in the church, especially the Church of Christianity, baptism, and all that type of shit. I don't trust none of them dudes at all. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't trust none of them. I don't trust nobody that carry a Bible to work. I don't trust them. Wrong side street, I'll take the easy route. He's been telling on himself since day one. But ain't no point in trying to change nobody's mind. I'm more disappointed in people that cover the sport of boxing and who lying and who lying about what's going on. And know they lying. For money, for access. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy for me, bro. But everybody different. A lot of people gonna do whatever they can do to make a buck. They're gonna go whatever narrative, they're gonna go whatever that's popular. I don't want to be around nobody that could be bought, bro. Because I want to hang around somebody, be with somebody that could be bought. You know what I'm saying? Why? That makes no sense. You asking somebody to be loyal, you asking a chick to be loyal to you, and you took her from another dude. The hypocrisy. Same thing for a female. There's exceptions, yeah. You understand, like, man. There are exceptions to the rules, and sometimes some things can work, but come on. But like I continue to tell y'all, bro, I mean, it's a joke. I don't want nobody that do anything for some money, bro. Nah, we ain't 20, 18, 19 years old. Come on, why you want to deal with somebody that's with money? That's all about money. That's what I don't get about women selling their bodies. Like, how can I respect you? You know what I'm saying? 20 to 400, 500, 1,000 bucks. And you having sex with strangers and shit like that. Like, I'm good. I pass. Get you somebody that they got some type of standards. They got some type of integrity. I told somebody EJ was worried about Mikey Power. They say I was trolling, but Mikey can punch. Yeah. Mikey probably one of the hardest punchers at welterweight when he was active, if not the hardest. He was in the back streets. Like, dude ain't built like that, bro. That's why his fans ain't come from that. His fans ain't come from that. His fans ain't come from that. And it shows. He said, my brother, American women, including our blood sisters away from his Filipino wife, can't say that they all like her, but great women. I mean, shit, it is what it is. I heard Asian women are straight. Ain't my thing, but I feel it. I heard the stories. You put a woman in America long enough in the right city, you'll get what you looking for. Eddie, why you treat me like animal? Shout out to Rock One though. Miss Fufu, you was dead broke and naked. Now you won't have. D-Ray salute. Tommy Gunn said, Bud go 54 be strong. Man, Bud need to figure out, man. He need to figure out it's time to go. Whatever other goals he trying to accomplish, because he ain't getting Charlo. He ain't big enough to fight Canelo. He ain't getting Errol. Whatever goals he need to figure out, not right now. It's time to go. When Errol Spence dropped them belts, whatever you want to do, and if it's sticking around and fighting Ennis and Ortiz, and they ain't gonna be willing to throw him in the ring with Ennis and Ortiz neither. They're not gonna be willing to do that. Regis Progress can come up and get some work. He want to stay at 40. You know, Josh Taylor may be the only one that might be that want to probably jump in the ring with him. But at the end of the day, what's the point of that? So for him, if it's, I think it's moving up, getting the belt, maybe seeing if you can unify 54, maybe not. They're retiring. What you hanging around for? Ain't nothing that you can do. You can't make the man fight you. Y'all can go face to face and you can emasculate him in front of more cameras, but he already showed you that he don't care. And he already showed you that he can care. Only thing I would do is sue PBC for defamation of character. That's exactly what I would do. I said nobody work with me because they lied about the numbers. Sue the shit out of them. That'd be my last boxing bag. Bob Barum and suing the hell out of Al Heyman. Errol Spence ain't got no pride or nothing. He don't care. He don't have no pride, bro. Shit. Any person that allow his woman to put him on TikTok the way he was, motherfucker ain't got no pride. Grown man fighting at 147 pounds. That is hilarious. Like, nigga, you super small, bro. Side note, women are like kids in the grocery store. They will follow you unless they believe you will leave them. I mean, yeah. Or you won't leave them. They strange creatures, bro. Strange creatures. Even when you get into the different species of women, they all kind of different. All different. And they don't ever try to understand, men. They don't care about you, bro. They care about you in the beginning. After that shit, they be the ones that stop doing the shit they did to get you. They do that. They do that. But nonetheless, ain't really put too much more to say about it. You know, everybody got to sit there. Anytime somebody got to come out and vouch for somebody, like, what, you going to jail? You know what I'm saying? What, you going to jail, son? Why everybody got to come out and vouch for this man? This man got a mouth. This man can speak. This man can break his silence. This man can turn on his live stream just like he hopped on this girl live and talking about 70-30, take it or leave it. Just like he did all that. But the grand scheme of things in the free world, don't nobody care. And that's the biggest thing. It's not enough eyes on boxing for him really not to be able to go outside and show his face. It's not. If this was the NBA or this was the MMA, and Dana White would be like, yo, if you ain't going to get in the ring, man, we going to strip you. And your pay going to go down and all this type of rules and regulations and shit, it'd be worse. If this is the NBA, he said, well, I don't want to go out there and compete in a dunk contest like LeBron Punk, but didn't want to do it. Then people be looking at him different. But you got to have all these people co-signing for you. Come on, man. I ain't buying it. I might not even watch it, to be honest. Not saying it ain't a solid fight, but damn, 3 or 4 years too late. You couldn't have made this. They should be on a trilogy, bruh. They should be past the trilogy. They should be past the trilogy. They should be past the trilogy. Tell me I'm wrong. What happened if Thurman wins? He still ain't no champ. They gonna make excuses. It's always gonna be excuses, bro. They gonna hop over to the next fighter. This is. I can't say this is the worst duck move that I ever seen. But man, these dudes don't. Man, Errol Spence don't have no pride. None. And all he had to do was mind his own business, give Terence Crawford props. Oh, we'll see if it can happen down the line. It wouldn't be nothing nobody can say. People can say, well, you didn't fight Terence Crawford. Well, you know, we couldn't come to an agreement. So be it. It wouldn't be nothing that nobody actually could really say. We couldn't have rolls of film of them trying to do damage control, and him being a hypocrite and lying and combing through his statements. Would nobody be able to really say nothing? He did that. He set that trap. He said, "Laugh out, no pride at all, man." But that's the new era of males. They dress feminine, they act feminine, they got no pride, they got no integrity. They got none of that. They don't bother them no more. It bothered them when, you step on their Balenciagas. It bothered them when you look at them at the store and they trying to play tough. It bothered them when you say Little Baby album suck. It bothered them. That's why I don't even conversate. I don't really have too many conversations with other people. And what are we going to talk about? Because what's the chances of you being what I'm on? Slim to none. Slim to none. That's why I'd rather just move and shake on my own. Most people will never cease to fail to amaze you, or never fail to let you down. Trust me. It's still good people out there, but it's not a lot of them. And the chances of you leaking up with somebody solid new is slim to none. Riddick Bowe is Errol Spence's uncle. He going to put them belts in the trash next. They already talking about Mr. Best. Belts don't matter. Belts don't matter. You don't notice Tank saying belts don't matter. All these dudes talking about belts don't matter. Why do you think Thurman been so quiet about this? What's to talk about? He got to get to work. He been training for a minute now. He got to get to work. He made like a little statement, the boxing scene, and it was very vague and bland. Check out Babyface Ray New. I don't be never checking out their albums. I'm sorry, dog. I ain't even heard his last one. They be dropping albums like somebody at church popping Tic Tacs. Shout out to Kobe though. Thurman gets another shot at a belt at 47. I really don't care if Thurman gets shot. He's a 241. He gets paid. Thurman gets paid. Sports Channel. CJ Good 3313. I don't really even care no more. Keith Thurman got the activity of a crackhead. I don't even say that. He got the activity of a paraplegic walking. Why would I want to see Keith Thurman? You know, after what I seen versus Josito Lopez, Manny Pacquiao was a solid performance, but it still was an old man. After what I seen versus Mario Barrios, and that was a year ago, so Keith Thurman gonna be out for a whole nother year. Why am I excited to see Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence? He was doing the same strength and conditioning work for Barrios, and Barrios rubbed his tummy, and his stomach started hurting again. So why do I want to see? What is the ambitions of me seeing Keith Thurman getting into the ring? What is the ambitions of Keith Thurman getting into the ring with Errol Spence after being another year out the ring? What's the point? Since he fought Danny Garcia in 2017, right? 16, he fought Sean Porter. He fought 1 year. 17, he fought 1 year. He took roughly almost 2 years off, 18, around 18, almost 2 years off, a little bit over 18 months. He came back versus Lopez. Then he fought twice in 19 versus Manny Pacquiao. Then almost over 2 years later, going almost 3, he fought Mario Barrios. So come on, in the decade of 2020, he's fought once. And we on our 3rd year in. He fought once in the decade of 2020. He didn't fight in 2020. He didn't fight in 2021. He fought once in 2022. And now his second fight in the decade that's going on 3 years in. Why I want to see him fight? Come on. And he couldn't even stop Mario Barrios. I don't give a fuck if they was in 15s. Sauce Walker new album. Oh yeah, I ain't really never heard him rap. I always hear him doing the interviews. These Spence fans need to listen. Ain't my type of hype because Spence ain't that. They don't even pay for his fights. I ain't trying to hear that. They don't even be breaking bread on his pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't even stop Barrio. Oh yeah, I don't care if he was in 16-ounce gloves, bro. I ain't trying to. And he let him hurt him to the body. So he was doing all them push-ups and crunches, and he was doing all that bullshit crap before, and still got hurt to the body. Who cares? 2 faded fighters. Pictures of a broken glass. Come on, man. Who cares? Who cares? Y'all got any questions? I'll answer them. Come on. He can do all these push-ups and all this other stuff that he got going on. Cool. He could do, sit-ups and all that type of stuff. You still got hurt by a fucking natural featherweight. Come on. You still got hurt and still couldn't step on the gas. And they want people to come out here and support this, bro. Man, they lucky if I talk about it. Keith Thurman wife making him keep fighting. Yeah, women spend money. You can't stack no bread with no woman around. Everybody know that. He said Ugas and Cody Crowley just got moved to 3 and 4 in the WBC rankings. When Errol will probably fight each other, and winner probably fight Keith for the vacant. Maybe. I can care less. I don't care nothing about Cody Crowley, and I don't care nothing about Dennis Ugas. Do you want to see Crawford Ugas? Not really. But shit, that's the type of time Ugas should be on. Shit, you should be trying to put yourself in position to get that title shot. Y'all got any other questions? I'll answer them real fast. That's the type of tip he need to be on. Should to be real, but hey, to each his own. This shit scripted. As PBC. If PBC keep doing wrong, I'm gonna keep being here to reprimand them. Real talk. I'm gonna keep doing it. That's go for Top Rank. That go for the Zone. That go for everybody involved. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it because boxing shouldn't be in this sad state. It ain't all PBC fault. It ain't all PBC fault. It ain't. Bob Arum got a lot to do with this. A lot. A lot. But that is what it is. That's all I got, man. Let's be on the podcast tomorrow. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Appreciate y'all. If y'all haven't, make sure you hit the thumbs up button on the way out. We got a super chat. He say from Boxing Fan X4, he says is Keith and EJ and Keith the fourth. I don't know. We gonna have to wait to find out. I'm pretty sure we should get a press conference in the next few weeks, I would believe. So for Errol Spence, they probably gonna lay out a real press conference, not a Zoom call. So Bob not in the way now. I mean, it's always gonna be an excuse. Bob, Joe, Flo, lawyers, the whole nine. But I appreciate y'all, man. Peace.